Yes, Placer Sporting Club is the sponsor, one of the sponsors. That's what Gallagher was trying to think of. Placer Sporting Club for the Freedom Dinner in Rockland coming up this Thursday. Discount tickets available at am1380theanswer.com. $25 off if you use promo code Shawn, SHAWN. An accident right now, northbound 99 at 12th Avenue, and this is no accident. It's a phone call from Dan in Sonoma. Dan, how the heck are you?
Well, it's no accident. It's a future train wreck. That's what my phone calls usually wind up being.
But we can't help watching.
Lots of disastrous things on the call-up prep board. Let's start here with Biden. Apparently, this past week reached out to Hispanics in an attempt to secure their vote. And to me, if President Trump, and he's a smart man, and or the RNC, should run a commercial playing reminding everybody that Jill Biden had compared Hispanics to breakfast tacos.
Yeah. No sign of a problem there.
No, it's just... and it took her a couple of days and her apology wasn't an apology, by the way. So this is what they think of people of color.
Today's politicians are clueless. And on both sides, really.
The reason why they live in their own bubble. It's
exactly.
A complete alternate reality, completely devoid of reality from what we have to deal with each and every day. And the other story I have is also earlier this week, CBS News apparently reported that Biden is gives forgiveness for $6 billion of student loans. And as McClintock, the clip you played from McClintock, that's not forgiveness. You're deferring payments to somewhere else, in this case, the taxpayer.
Yeah.
Biden is not forgiving anything. So that's adding to the debt. You and I are going to have to pay for these loans that were not taken out by us, but taken out by others.
Isn't that nice? You get to pay for your loan and somebody else who just flat out doesn't want to pay. A lot of these people could pay. They don't want to. They want to party.
And they are partying. Oh, I've listened to a few people who said, "Oh, wow, my student loan is gone. Great, party on down."
I'll buy a new car.
They
probably won't pay for that either.
It is pretty sad. But speaking of McClintock, you played a couple of clips of him, and I've spoken to him a number of times. He's an incredibly smart man. What I don't understand, the major disconnect I have with a man this intelligent, why doesn't he recognize someone like Mayorkas as an open enemy and traitor of this country and take action against him?
I think it's because they have other fish to fry, and we're just going to get another one, to paraphrase Congressman McClintock, we're just going to get another one just like him. So why don't we just win the election in November, and they'll be gone anyway?
The flaw in that strategy is you can't win by weakness, by him and the rest of the Republicans not taking any action. To the average voter, looks like weakness. You're letting a criminal go. We'll just say, hey, you know what, if you put us in, we'll put better people in, which is true. The problem is, if you let this criminal go and then nothing happens, what you're setting a terrible precedent is the whole idea. You have laws for a reason, and these laws have to be enforced. And the system has been broken a number of times by this Democrat Party, which is not Democrats anymore. They're hardcore communists, and that's how they need to be looked at and treated. It spells for a disaster as far as I'm concerned this November. I mean, case in point, Mike Johnson, who looks like incredibly weak. He seems like a very nice man, but we don't need nice men anymore. We need fighters. We need people with strength and action.
He reminds me of Paul Simon. Remember Paul Simon?
Yeah, okay. I can see that. But we don't need a Paul Simon. We need someone who's going to fight.
No.
We needed a Jim Jordan.
Just as far as his looks. He just reminds me of Paul Simon.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
What year was that? Was that 84?
I don't know. I've already swung at one curveball. Watching the sound. Yeah, so I'm not going to swing at the other. I'm not going to take that pitch.
Well, yeah, never swing at my pitches.
No. You got this nasty slider. It's awful. But now they backed themselves into a corner for another emergency budget deal that has to be signed by midnight. They're going to cave because they are terrified of what the media would say if there's a government shutdown. Again, weakness. You can't win with weakness. It is going to be, even if Donald Trump somehow survives and gets into the Oval Office, he will be by himself. So, again, the strategy to me is quite obvious. Use your strength, come up with a strategy, which they don't have right now, enforce it, and stand behind it.
Indeed. Dan, I really enjoy these calls. I wish we could talk more. But unfortunately, I'm up against the clock again, which, as you know, is not a pretty sight.
No, it's not. But, I'm probably helping the psychology industry because people are going, crazy and depressed based on these calls.
People are going for therapy right and left. It's amazing.
Yes, they are, and jumping off bridges.
I'll bet you next time I check the traffic, there'll be a mad dash to the doctor's office.
I'm heading there right now.
I will see you next week, sir.
Thanks, bud.
Dan and Sonoma, everybody. It is 7:25.